Hello,
Hello, friends. It's me, Cynthia,
and Azalea and Marty.
and we are Green Girl Studios, and this is our Wednesday edition Magic Hour. So, welcome and thank you for joining us. We are streaming live right now from Asheville, North Carolina. Um, it's cold outside. It's very cold. We're bundled up. We're in an attic studio. It is not warm, but we're bundled up, so it's all good. Hello, hello. Oh, I see my friends. Hello, Melanie.
Hello.
Hello. Today we are going to show some fun. I think I'm going to keep it brief tonight. Yeah, he's done with that nonsense. He's like, I will patiently be here for only 2 seconds.
He's been in a bad mood all day.
He has been in a bad mood, but that's okay because sometimes aren't we all? Aren't we all sometimes in a bad mood? Today, Azalea and I, we've been working on things for Tucson. That's been our main goal, like going through the studio, picking things out, gathering piles of stuff, and seeing what is around us. Because when you go shopping, it's not like, I think when I'm talking about going shopping into Tucson, people are like, what a wonderful vacation. And it is fun to be in the sun and to see friends, but it's a lot of, you are using a lot of your brain because you have to remember not only what you have, but what you've sold in the past that did well. If we were really on top of it, we would know and have it all down, like in a kind of like a spreadsheet or something. So we just do, I take pictures with my phone. I just take pictures of everything I have. And then I try to find things that will either go with it or if I'm going to try and move it. But I don't have everything organized, possibly because I like to go to estate sales and I like to shop at shows, at gem shows. It can be very difficult to stay on the straight and narrow and not get everything. Oh, I see my friends. Hello, Julie. Hello, Mary. Kathy. Kalite. Hello, Karen. Wendy, my friend. Yes, we do. Oh, am I seeing that correctly? We got 10 inches in Pensacola. That's like a nightmare. That's for Floridians. I remember in like the late 80s of it snowing one time, and we were I couldn't even hardly believe it. It was like one of the first times I'd seen snow in forever. I mean, I grew up in Albuquerque, but that was like, the snow, you just forget that it's super cold. But we didn't get much snow this time, and I'm happy about it. But boy, there's still big patches of ice, and it's kind of scary. I slipped out here. We have kind of a rolly drive, and that ice, it's like you don't even see it. That's probably why they call it black ice, is because it's easy to slip for sure. Oh, my friend Carrie Arase, hello, hello, hello. Yeah, fun yesterday. Now you're over it. I hear you, and I am ready for the warmth. I'm ready. We were both, Azalea and I, we were both ready for Tucson, and I'm always excited about the finds. You probably noticed by my talk of things that I've found. Well, today Joanne, she called me and she goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Well, I'm working on stuff for Tucson." She's like, "I'm at Hospice Treasures. They have circular needles," and I was like, "I'll be right there." And we rushed over, and I'm going to show you some of my finds. It was like one of my all-time favorite finds. Although for some, you might be like, "Listen, Thornton, you're getting too over-enthusiastic about some random things such as yarn." And folks might not share my enthusiasm, but check this out. Look at this. Look at this. So this says 50 cents. Yes, you read that correctly. This is 50 cents. Check this out. I almost died of joy. I didn't even open the bag. I thought this was cotton. But then I looked closer. Silk. I took it out. It already has a cat. Like that's from Marty's fur. And look at this one. A gray. Isn't that beautiful? So this is embroidery floss. You can do embroidery with this, and it is just luxurious. If you could feel this through the screen, it has a lovely, fluffy, soft texture. It is delightful. And then look at this. What? I know. 12. Look at this. It's like it's basically embroidery floss, but silk. And there's 4 colors of that. And then here was the big score. And remember, I paid, that's right, 50 cents. Habu cotton yarn. It looks like newspaper, but it's not. It's cotton. That's wound up. It's really gorgeous. I followed this lady on Instagram. She kind of went out of business around 2020, but that was her choice. She was like, this, I don't want to have a business, because her brand was really like high end, right? Really high end, fanciest yarns that you can think of. This was the big score right here. Check that out. Isn't that beautiful? So anyway, that was the highlight of like my whole week, I think, is finding all this silk for 50 cents. We went to an estate sale on Friday, and it was pretty fun. I got a scarf. This lady went to China and brought back a bunch of silk fabrics and kept them in pristine condition. And then I bought them, and it was a moment of joy. And you're probably like, what do you do with all that silk? Well, a lot of times I make necklaces, and I don't have anything handy, but like sometimes I'll cut it and make ribbons. Like this is silk that I found somewhere, I don't remember where, and dyed it, and you cut it into strips, and you can make, like I cut it, I think it was in like 1.5-inch sections. And this was a lot longer. But it looks this has been floating around my studio, so it's a very poor indicator of what it will look like. But anyway. Oh, and then this was at that estate sale. Isn't this cute? It's a little deer. It's for putting on a Scottish, one of those pouches that you wear in front of your kilt. I think they call that pouch a sporran. And in it had like a few feathers. But I yanked them out because they were chewed up looking. So I don't know. I just thought it was cute. And that I could put my own feathers or flowers or something in there. Anyway, I just thought it was really magical. And that was like $1. So I was really happy to find it. Oh, yes. It was a fabulous find. I'm still, how you get that kind of, for me, I get a huge like dopamine rush when that happens. And I'm like still like so happy. Oh, I see more of our friends have joined. Hello, Clem. Hello, Wendy. Hello. Happy to see my friends here hanging with me. Yes. Oh, and I see what do I see? I see a comment here that says, anything in particular that you're looking for at Tucson? Just curious. I will say I am always looking for. So y'all know that in my business, and I do shows. We set up. Well, we don't have art garden, but we're looking for a new venue that we can set up and put our jewelry. And I have done what you call it, commission. I've sent my necklaces to different stores, but I generally like to just sell them, or I'll put them on my website. So what I like to look for I love simple cut. That's my favorite. And I love tourmaline. I love unusual cuts of labradorite. This was from a geode that was drilled out. They're like a little, that kind of quartz that's really, I think it's coated with something that, what is that coating called? Aura coating. It's pretty cool. I wanted one of those machines at one point, and then when I saw the price of it, it's like a vacuum chamber, and the way you use it is with gold and silver. It's basically fuming. If you've ever done any lamp working, if you have seen it, you have a flame, and you hold the glass above the flame, and then under that you have like silver or gold, like wire or sheet or something. And as it heats up, it does what's called fuming, and those fumes attach to a bead. And I haven't done it in like, I don't even know how long, 20 years probably. But it's a really cool process. And they use different metals to get different colors. And, or maybe it's that you use different temperatures. If there's any glass workers that know the exact way that that's done, maybe you could drop it in the comment and educate us all, you know. Sorry, that's just my giant tumbler. Oh, let me show some of the other thing. Oh, so anyway, if you have an idea of something else you would like, so I usually look for, I love quartz because it goes with everything and it kind of amplifies all of your other stones. This year, I'm enamored with this rose water quartz that has the mica and black tourmaline sprinkles in there. I love any of this pink spinel. I'm going to be looking for that. Azalea, do you have anything? She loves pink spinel. There's no pink spinel on this. But, oh, and I love anything like in the blue family. Translucents are my favorite. So that's what I'm going to be hunting for. I love sapphires. I just get what I like. And I really love things that are kind of unusual that you don't see very often. So that's on my agenda. If you guys have something on your wish list that you want me to keep an eye out for, drop in the comments and let me know. And I'm making a list. So hopefully we will find, Julie, yes, we will be shipping. Everything is going to be shipped before we leave. So don't worry about that. If you're waiting on anything, then it's probably you might have multiple orders. And multi-orders usually, if you have pewter, sometimes that's where it takes a minute to catch up because everything is made by hand here in our workshop. And we don't usually have a ton of back stock. What happens is when we get the order, we put on a list and then we go down the line. And that's how it's done. So that's why there's no deep back stock. I used to have a deep back stock when I ordered stuff from, I had a caster in New Mexico, but they've since gone out of business. And I could just order it way back when. That was like probably 15 to 18 years ago. And then you could just order it by the however many. But then our person kept dropping the ball. And so we had to we had to basically figure it out, do ourselves. So this is a clasp that we worked on Sunday, and I went and worked on it again. It's kind of like an E-clasp. It has the E-clasp shape, but I was still feeling like I wanted something to go with these beads or with leather. So usually I attach it with leather or fabric or silk or something at the connection point because I don't like the feeling of the beads rattling around on it. It just feels like I don't know. I don't like that feeling. So anyway, that's how that goes. And it has a different shape I changed some of it to be more decorative. You can see that right there. It almost looks like a tree, doesn't it? So I'm not sure where I'm going with it. I'm just sort of feeling it out. This is probably not going to look the same. But I like the function of this. It has the right texture. I worked on this some more. It's looking good. Looking a little cleaner. Looking more bear-like. It's looking more and more every day like the bear that lives in the cave at the bottom of the hill. And I'm going to think of something good to put on this. Like maybe something that says, the mountains are calling. Or maybe, I don't know. I have to think about it. If you have a good idea, you can drop it in the comments. Now listen, if you have like the Lord's Prayer or something, that's not going to fit. If it's like more than 2 sentences, no, please. I'm looking for, let's see, because my eyesight, it's hard to carve. Sure. The older you get, the harder it is to carve the small text. So let's see, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 short words going this way, like this. I don't like to go this way. It feels wrong. This way is best. And then I worked more on this, my spoon fork, my spork. It's not technically a spork because the spork means spoon fork, where it's like the bowl is the fork. But this is for travel. So if you are at the airport and you get a salad, you don't have a fork, no problem. This is in your purse. You have yogurt that you got at the gas station and you want to eat it right now and they didn't have any spoons, right there, flip it around. And you could just just rinse it off and go. I don't know what I'm going to print them in. I said print because I was thinking of maybe 3D printing them. I don't have that technology yet, but you never know. You never know what can happen. Hello, Ann Gardan. Hello, Angela. Oh, my friend June. Hello, June. Rosie. Hello. Hello, Cherie. I see more friends have joined us in the interim. Cherie said, did you, she sent a picture of Shatukite. Did you get it? Maybe. I don't know. I have to look. Oh, Julie, you're going to Tucson. Maybe we can see each other there. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, hello, Cynthia. Hello, Anne. A lot of my friends here. Hello, Kathy. Kathy says, bear your feelings. That's pretty cute. Yes, bear them. Like a pun. Not B-A-R-E. Like you're bearing your soul. All right. I want to show. What else do I want to show? The lights are hot. All right, Azalea, pass me one of those kits.
All right.
So maybe, was it probably 5 or 6 years ago when I went to that one estate sale? So a friend of mine called me and was like, hey, a friend of mine is downsizing her studio and wants to get rid of a bunch of stuff. Do you want to come over and take a look? And I was like, okay. And yes. So this is a kit that I'm working on right now. Worked on this afternoon. And this is a little watch case. I have 8 of these. I have more of these watch things. And I bought a lot of them. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I want them. So initially when I bought them, I thought, hey, I have all kinds of small things I can put in there. That doesn't fit. But I could make something, you know what I mean? That'd be cute. And this was a little casting. So they open up, and they're 4 old, like some of these are really old. Like I remember my grandma having a watch that had that same kind of vibe. They open up so that they can, the housing, this is like the housing, can be changed and replaced. Like you could change the battery. They're like, you could even get them to work now, apparently. I looked on a website earlier today, and I was like, you can get those to run? Kind of interesting. I'm not going to do that. My idea with it was just to put things in. So that's like, you know what else would be good? This I thought was a good one. Oh, hello, Tina. Hello, my friend. Check this one out. So this little cameo. This is an agate that was carved. It's a double. So they call this a doublet when you have 2 different stones. A triplet is 3 different. Doublet is pretty common with these. Like you'll have a background of carnelian or onyx or jasper or something, and then on top of it, they'll go over it and bond a translucent type of agate or chalcedony. This is probably, I can't tell from this, but I would say an agate. But look how cute it is when it's done. Wendy, I'll have more. I have these with the kit, but I have to go through. I have probably another 30 of them. But the ones that I had that were similar, I put them in this little kit with things that I had around my studio and that I thought looked good together. But I have more of these faces. I'll put them in little batches. So that's what it looks like with that cameo. I thought it looked kind of mysterious and kind of spooky a little bit. And then here's one that has a piece of paper. It doesn't look like paper, but it's a little piece of cardboard. And then this was a little stamping that I found in the bottom of a drawer. So it went with something else, and I just cut it off. And these open pretty easily. So that's where the dial goes. And usually you're just like this. You just pop it, go around the edge. Sometimes you could take a stick. Let me see, I have a tool. This one was a little harder to open. I had to pry it loose, so I don't want to mess with that again. But you can put something, they call them shaker necklaces or shaker type thing. And let me see if I have some of those. Oh, I also got these. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't know if they're what this material is, but I believe it's bone. But these are game pieces they told me, and they're very old because I couldn't even find rules on this game anymore. But I'm going to scrimshaw them though. It was 24 for the whole thing. Who knows if I'll do anything with it? We'll just add it to the hoard. Oh, where'd it go? I was going to show this. Check out this cheddar. Oh, we forgot to put on our music selection.
I know, we've been busy.
Look at these sapphires. So I'll put these. We'll put this little face with the sapphires. Kind of cool. So then the face is kind of, you just see it peeking at you. Anyway, this is in the kit. This kit here, if you're interested, this has some beautiful quartz pieces. Very good quality. I went through and looked at each one. Some of the vintage pearls. And I put some of these onion cut labradorite. Check that out. There's enough in there to make some earrings. They're called onion cut because of the shape. And you rarely see it anymore. I only have like half a strand left of those. But look how cute they are. They string like this. So when you have the cord going through it, I don't know if this will fit because this is old. And some of the old beads, they have those miniature holes. So that fits about halfway. I don't want to force it. So this is the heavy duty. So they're like that. Kind of fun. And these are from, I don't know if y'all remember Family Glass, Bobby Rhodes' old company. But I found some of these in my collection. Old Czech glass from way back when. They're custom colors from when he used to do that. And some Czech glass that are in a kind of a cloud color. I think they're pretty, like a lilac color. So anyway, this is $48. It's the lot is $493. That's $493 if you're interested. If we have any today, we might put them on the website. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. I only made 8 of this particular one, but we'll see. Y'all get first pick before we put them on the website. And I was going to show another way. I'm going to open another one and put that where you can see it good. And these are good. I should point out, I didn't mention this, but these are very good as far as quality. If you look, these are from the 80s, right? So it is a well-known thing that modern pearls don't have the same luster because of the pollution. Pollution is the thing, because these are freshwater. They're grown where you can, they grow inside of a oyster or mollusk of some kind. I don't know if you've ever seen the process, but it's very interesting. The color that you're seeing is called, I don't know how to pronounce this, so forgive me if I'm pronouncing it. It looks like it's spelled acre, but with an N in front, so I call it nacre because that's how that looks like it's spelled. And that is the layers of what the oyster, it coats a piece of aggregate, sand, shell, or whatever. And the more layers, the more iridescent it is. So these, if you look close, they are very rainbowy. I don't know on this, my light is kind of flat and it doesn't show. They look kind of flat, but in my hand, they are very bumpy and textural and really beautiful. So all this is a very good price for a full strand of those. A watch case, vintage watch case, quartz, labradorite, and Czech glass. Let me put that where you can see it. Oh, thank you, Michelle. She says beautiful. Yes, they're very good. I'm going to get these out of the way so I don't accidentally do something and ruin my waxwork. Unlikely, but you never know. I'm gonna move this. It was fun coming up with the clasp on that. You just never know what's going to happen with these clasps. I tried to make. I want something. The reason I was making it is something for this. What's that sound?
Max giggling.
Oh, I was like, is there an animal injured outside?
No, he's making a weird mouth sound. Are you ready to start with this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Here's the first one.
So I bought these a long time ago, and I bought them for myself. You might not know this about me, but I love essential oils with all my heart, and perfumes and fragrances. And I had these on my table, and I sold them for depending on the stone, between 30 and 42. So I've done a discount on these already. This is lot 487. It's a smoky quartz, but this guy, there's a chamber in here, right here. Look, you can open it. I mean, you got to kind of, and look, there's a little.
And a silicone.
There's a little thing right there. There's a little nut right there.
A silicone seal right there. So anything you put in there is not going to leak out.
Bonnie was asking, was that on a loom? Yes. This is loomed. And you can see all of my mistakes. Look at this. Jeez. Look, how did I even get to be wider? Doesn't it look like I added beads? Maybe I did. Did I add more beads across there? How did it become? Oh no, that's just because there's
Aren't there some beads that are wider?
Some beads are wider. So these are not. Where did these come from?
Looks perfect to me. They're probably from like African village or something.
Maybe. There's one you can see it's kind of floating on there. You get that wavy gravy edge if they're not all like delicas are all exactly the same. They're perfect and they'll make a perfect grid. When you have some that are a little bit off like these, you will get that kind of, you see how it goes a little thicker and a little thin? Yeah, the beads aren't the same size. They're not. So you will get that. I mean, if you were doing peyote stitch, I think you could kind of hide that a little bit better. You can see I started with some that were the very similar. And then as I added on these light blue and frosty ones, they got a little bit skinnier and smaller, so it affected the size. Right, oh, Wendy said she would never have noticed. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't notice. All right. Next
so that was this necklace on stainless steel smoky quartz is $25. It's $4.87 if you're interested.
This one's a tiger's eye for protection. I learned that from Practical Magic.
Oh yes, this is a good one. I like this one. We sold a lot of these. I had a bunch, and I took them to the Big Crafty. This was on my table. These are the last remaining ones, and I don't have a show coming
There's
up.
There's only one of the tiger's eye.
I'm not sure when the next one. Probably summer show. So this one's also $25. This is $4.85. It is not translucent. This is natural tiger's eye with a steel chain. I know. So good. Yeah, I'm trying to clear out my stock here.
Trying to make room for
for what's coming.
Yeah, we did that sale, that kit discount.
That was good.
And that's still on, by the way.
So Azalea has a kit discount.
If you received our newsletter,
right,
you'll see I did a fancy little graphic design.
This is not on there. This is on a lot right now. We'll see what happens after tonight. You never know what will happen. This is quartz, clear quartz crystal. It also has this has a little nut that opens. It is $4.86.
Yeah, I like these round ones.
I know. There's not that many of the round ones.
There's just
all the tiny ones. I had some that were like
this
big. They're long gone.
And that one's yellow. I don't know what that is.
This one is another type of lemon quartz. It's not citrine. Citrine doesn't, I don't think. I mean, I guess it could be, but it's like those big geodes.
It has
that come from.
I think my guess is lemon quartz, because lemon quartz has that smoky clarity, but it's also a little bit, like if you look at it, it's slightly greenish. So I think
it's kind of a greenish brownish. So this one's $4.92.
We have two more smoky quartz ones, but they are different.
Yeah, they're a little bit different.
None of them are the same. They can be the same stone, but they look a little bit separate.
The stones are slightly different. So this one's a smoky quartz. This is a little clearer than the other one. That one has a little air bubble from the glue, the epoxy that they set the steel chamber. This is $4.90.
And there's that one. I think that's also smoky.
Yeah, this is another smoky quartz.
I like the smoky quartz. I like how it's always a little bit different. Like you got a variation in the color. It's darker in some spots and perfectly clear in other spots.
Yeah, I like that. I put 4 Thieves in mine, and I have one hanging on my tote bag.
This is the last one we've got. Smoky quartz, no chain, so it's less.
Yeah, no chain, so it's only $20. $4.91, and it's the darkest of the lot. It's $4.91.
And lastly, we have this giant locket I found in the vaults.
Ooh, I don't have very many of these, and I
probably no more of the giant square ones.
No, the big ones are not as many. I didn't order that many of the big ones. They're more time consuming, and they're usually more. That's a good price because I would have marked that higher. $4.89. This one usually goes for like $52, so that's a good price on that one. Usually the smaller ones are in the $48 realm, so that is a awesome price for that.
All right. That's our very short live sale today.
Yes, that's what we have tonight. I am not doing a tutorial just because we are starting to get ready for the Tucson time. The Tucson is coming, and we have been hauling, trying to get things done. I don't know about y'all, but we've been busting it trying to get everything done. So our thing that I'm trying to get finished is, I've had people ask me this over the last probably 5 years. I don't even know how long they've been asking. Paper dolls for digital download. I haven't done that before, and I've been scared to do it, to have someone download something, and then, they hit print. This is my nightmare. That when it prints, it's all like pixelated and horrendous. So Azalea's like, Mom, that's not going to happen if you put in the right size of file. But anyway, that was my paranoia. I didn't want that to happen. As far as like, if you're going to have something, it should be perfect, So anyway, that's my goal, is I'm going to try and get that done. I'm going to have this one, that cat, Marty, as a botanical cat. Maybe in that one you might get, like, your free inside is this one, but I have not. This is the one and only of it. I made this of he's resting right now. I don't know if people would want this. Would you want that? Maybe if the little tail was jointed, don't you think then? If it kind of had a wiggle to it. He's like a bee.
His tail nub needs to be jointed so you can wiggle it.
Oh, Wendy says, that watch face rectangle that was in the center of your table, let me know and I'll take one. I have several. Of that size. I will look that up. So, all right, my friends, I'm going to get back to work.
We've been prepping for Tucson. It's been taking up a lot of the day.
It has been. We've been trying to doing a lot of not just tidying, but organizing. If you've ever prepped and you're getting ready to buy, you need to make room for the things that you'll be bringing in. So hopefully this Sunday, I'm going to have some other grab bags of beads that have just been in my collection for like 1,000 years. So anyway, that's coming Sunday. I would love to do a little bit of resin with these watch faces. I think those are so cool. And I want to do, in my mind, when I was talking to Joanne about it, I was like, what this would be good for? So I bought these with this intention. The first thing I thought of was my crochet necklaces or something with a tiny wire work. Like, well, I don't see the necklace, but really fine, small links. Because it kind of has that, there's something, that vintage quality and very petite, like detail. It seems to lend itself. So anyway, I would love to show that Sunday and do a bracelet or something with that, with this kit that we're working on right now. All right, my friends, we will catch up with you on Sunday. Thank you for joining us on our little mini live tonight. Usually we like to go for about an hour. I usually do a tutorial, but we're in prep time, so that is kind of stressful, getting everything ready. You know, you don't want to get out there and then be like, you know, oh, I don't have my, you know, because we have to bring all of our, you know, the stuff that we do, because we do lives while we're out there. So you have like cords and all your lighting. We had to play seek and find with lighting. That was the hard part, was, you know, you don't think about that. But when we got back to that, we were in like the most rundown, rinky-dink hotel. And
that was so crazy.
It was so horrendous with our neighbors that were disgusting. Remember that? Those guys.
How could I forget?
How could you forget? How could you all forget if you saw that? Like when we're walking in, we're trying to do our live, and they're all like, yo, yo. And everyone was like, oh, what's that? And I'm like, and then there's smoke rolling in. I'm like, ugh. So anyway, we're having a nice, we're at an Airbnb this time, and we'll be going with our friend Joanne. Maybe Joanne will go on and do a live with us. I don't want to pressure people, because, you know, that feels not good to be pressured. So we will not be pressuring. Oh, yes. Bonnie says it will be fun to journey along with you both. Yes, it will be fun. We have the best time when we go. It's like, it's magical out there. It's so much magic. And part of the majority of it is seeing friends that you haven't seen since last year. You know, you get to be like, I've been seeing some of these same vendors since I went to my very first one when I was probably 22. I think it was 22 when I first went out to Tucson for the Best Bead Show at the La Quinta. The La Quinta. I was set up by the pool right next door to David Christensen and Kevin O'Grady. That's where we met. Kevin. So hopefully we will have a good time again. See our friends out there. All right. If you make a note, y'all, make a note. Let me know what I should hunt for you. If you have something in mind. I know I got an email from a friend saying, you know what I haven't been able to find? Granditerite. Remember that stone? And we found like 3 places that had it. It's like a green. It's like, you know, when the old timey shampoo that if you poured it in your hand, it would be all sparkly and pearlized. This is like that type. It's like an olivey greenish, almost like a chrome dioxide, but leaning more olivine with teal. It's unreal. I'd never even heard of it until like 2 years ago. And then last year when we went hunting for it, I found none. Or I did find some in rounds, and I was like, this is not what I want. This is not the way. So I don't want to say I am picky, but I am kind of discerning for what I like.
That's good.
Yeah. All right, my friends, I'm going to wrap it up, and I will see you on Sunday. I hope you will join us, and we love you all out there. I hope you stay warm, dry, out of any kind of fire or danger. All right.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.